Hey, it's me Nalthazar, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the patch notes for version 6.5.0 that's going to be releasing the next set into the game. So, let's get into it. If you haven't had a chance to look through the release notes and then the card spoiler, this set looks like it's going to be an absolute banger. I think it's kind of fun up here that it has this little spoiler that just says release date, a mysterious date next week. So keep your eyes out for the update next week. So, right, I'm recording this on Friday, March 1st, and so next week you'll be seeing the murders at Karlov Manor enter the game. If we click over here in the gallery of cards, we can go ahead and take a look at the card spoilers. However, I'm going to be making subsequent videos on chase cards and stuff of the like, so that'll be in a later video. Today's video is just going over the patch notes, the mechanics, the fixes, the Plainswalkers, all that good stuff. So we're going to be getting a few new mechanics into the game. The first one is going to be called Disguise. So cards with Disguise are split creature cards with a numbered evergreen. One of those sides is the cloaked side, and the other is the front-facing side. Players can play either side. The cloaked side of all creatures with Disguise has a mana cost of 5. It has Ward 6, meaning that your opponent needs to drain 6 mana from their hand, or it gets hexproof at each of their turns. And then if you cast it on its cloaked side, the creature enters the battlefield as a 2/2 creature named Cloak with no color, the cloaked subtype, and once again, Ward 6. While it's on the battlefield, the cloaked creature has the instruction of how much mana the controlling player must drain from their hand to reveal the creature, that is, turning it to its front side. When a creature is revealed, it can trigger an additional effect. Okay, that's a little bit confusing. Let's just take a look at a cloaked creature, alright? So for all the different cards that I'm going to be revealing in this, I'm not really spoiling anything. They're not good cards. They're just cards that have the mechanic, right? So here's an example of a cloaked creature. It's called Vengeful Creeper. So normally it's going to be 10 mana for a 5/5. You'll see that it has a disguise cost of 5, meaning that you can go ahead and cast the flip side for 5, and then you can flip it again by draining 5 mana for your hand. And if you pay that 5 mana to flip it, then you get this Disguise 5 effect, which will make it so that when this creature is revealed, it will destroy a random opposing non-Vanguard support. So pretty much all of these Disguise effects are going to wind up being like enter the battlefield triggers, and they're only going to trigger if you wind up casting them as a cloak side first, and then draining your mana from your hand for the Disguise side. So pretty simple in nature. This here makes it seem a little bit confusing, but yeah, this here is what the icon looks like for Disguise. So the second new mechanic is called Case. Case is insanely good. Like, it's not a little bit good, it's insanely good. So Case is a new subtype of support that is going to have 2 distinct abilities. One when the case enters the battlefield, and then one after certain criteria are met. Think of that criteria being met as like putting an emblem on a Plainswalker, and then it just permanently has that. At the end of the player's turn, if the criteria has been met, the case becomes solved, and the next ability will take effect. The solving criteria is going to look like, well, let's just look at a card, right? Makes it easier, right? So, Case of the Gateway Express. So it's going to be an 8 mana support, and when this support enters the board, you're going to deal 4 damage to target creature. And then to solve it, basically give it its emblem, if you attacked with 2 creatures or more, this gains its emblem, the solved emblem, and then the solved emblem makes it so that at the beginning of your turn, your creatures get +1/+1 until the beginning of your next turn, right? So it's going to have an enter the battlefield effect, and then it's going to have an effect that will happen for a lot of them over and over again if you've solved the case. So a lot of these cases look really, really good. I purposefully chose this one for this video so I wouldn't be spoiling anything. You guys could all check out those cards on your own time, and then check out some of the spoiler videos that are going to come out, or chase card worthy videos, but just wanted to go give a quick rundown of the mechanic, right? Next up, we've got Simple. I outlined this in one of my spoiler cards. So Simple is just going to be a new subtype for support tokens, right? So it's just that support tokens like treasures, gold, blood, clue, maps, food, etc. are now going to be considered simple. And there's going to be a bunch of cards in the set that are going to interact with cards that count as simple, right? So just support tokens. One of those is going to be a new mechanic called Collect Evidence. So Collect Evidence is going to be a new numbered evergreen, like this with 14, with an activated effect. When asked to collect evidence, the player will have to exile a number of simple tokens they control on the board to activate the effect. So if we take a look at one of these cards over here, right? Crime Stopper Sprite. This is an 8 mana 2/2, as my phone has been blowing up tonight. Gotta put that on Do Not Disturb. When this creature enters the battlefield, collect evidence 1. If evidence was collected, meaning that if you choose to exile a simple support, then you're going to disable the first opposing creature until the beginning of your next turn. Don't worry, there are other cards in the set that have much more powerful effects, but once again, I didn't want to spoil some of the goodies from the set. Honestly, the first look through of the set for me was magical. This set looks fantastic. I'm really, really excited for it. And I hope that you all are too when you've had a chance to look through those cards. But just trying to showcase what the different new things are for you all. Then we have Suspect. This is another new mechanic. So this is another one that I got to reveal in my video. Suspect is a new evergreen that grants the abilities from 2 previously existing evergreens. So if a creature has Suspect, it's got both of Menace and Can't Block. Menace means that it must be blocked by 2 or more creatures, and Can't Block I think is pretty self-explanatory. And then if you either get rid of Can't Block or Menace, it doesn't get rid of Suspect from the card. So it's its own unique icon. It's its own unique evergreen. Creatures that exist in the game that have both of Menace and Can't Block don't then gain Suspect. It's a very unique evergreen, right? We're going to be getting 2 new Plainswalkers with the new set. One's going to be a new Kaya Spirit's Justice. You'll see immediately that Kaya Spirit's Justice has an insane health pool. Can I zoom it in one more time? Yes, I can. With 140 health, which is absolutely massive. Her loyalty abilities look kind of ridiculous in that they cost a lot of loyalty, but we'll have to take a look and see how they function. The first one, Incorporeal Investigation, is going to have you surveil 2. Look at the top 2 cards of your library, and then you can choose to keep them on top or exile them, what have you, throw them in the graveyard, whatever. Exile the card with the greatest mana cost from your graveyard, then gain X mana. X is half of that card's mana value rounded down, and gain Y loyalty. Y is the number of cards in your exile. So this here is a really, really powerful ability, in my opinion, if you are able to construct a deck around the ability. So basically, if you can just throw a whole bunch of things into your exile, then every time you activate this first ability, it should wind up giving you enough loyalty to just continually reactivate the ability. And once you've got 30 cards in your exile, then every single time you activate the ability, you'll be getting a full 30 loyalty for activating the ability. And then you've also got the whole like exile the card with the greatest mana from your graveyard and gain X mana, where X is half that card's mana value. So since that's going to be the greatest mana cost from your graveyard, that could wind up giving you a fairly significant amount of mana. And so I think that this ability here is a really cool ability. I think that 13 for the first activation is a bit high, but nonetheless, it's one where I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt and try it out before I knock it, right? Don't knock it before you try it. Second ability, Ethereal Witness, you're going to gain 24 life, and then each opposing creature gains Suspect, so that whole Menace and Can't Block. Then you're going to create 5 white and black spirit tokens. Then spirit creatures you control gain prevent damage until the beginning of your next turn. This ability here seems rather underwhelming to me. I don't know that I would ever really activate this ability unless there was an objective that made me need to gain life, or if there was some effect that like very much so benefited from gaining 24 life, or if I just felt like I was in danger of losing the game because my hit points were running low and I just needed a little bit of oomph. But nonetheless, 16 loyalty really seems high to me for that one. And then finally, the third one is called Ghostly Punishment. You're going to reinforce your spirit creatures X times. X is going to be 3 plus the number of opposing creatures with Suspect. And then you're going to exile each opposing creature. And then you're going to create black-white spirit tokens equal to the greatest power among creatures that you've exiled this way. So this ability, I think, is quite powerful. Just exile all of your opponent's creatures and then get yourself a whole bunch of spirit tokens equal to the power of the greatest creature exiled with the ability. I think that with this first ability, right, you're looking at a loop with Kaya Spirit's Justice where you're trying to throw a bunch of things into your exile. Then you start activating the first ability over and over again just to funnel a bunch of mana and loyalty. If your opponent winds up playing anything, you're going to activate this third ability to get rid of everything they have, and then just keep working your way into using this first ability over and over and over again. I could see this being pretty effective for objectives where you need to use a loyalty ability X or more times, but those are just my quick thoughts around this. I like that they give us this little strategies revolve around thing here, along with the information about the abilities. Those white-black spirit tokens, for reference, are going to be 1/1s. Our next Plainswalker is going to be Ugin the Ineffable. So Ugin the Ineffable is going to be a new colorless Plainswalker. It's got 122 health. It's got +1 to all of its mana gains. I suppose I didn't go over Kaya's mana gains at +4, +4, +4, +4, +2, -1, -1. So this is okay. It's not great. It's okay. I tend to like the +5, +5 spread for dual color walkers a little bit better. But this isn't bad. It's not bad. Ugin, the mana bonuses are the same as all of the colorless Plainswalkers, so we're going to have to see what abilities Ugin has to increase those mana bonuses. The first ability, Elder Insight, you're going to exile the top 4 cards of your library, increase your loyalty bonus by 3, and all your other mana bonuses by 1. These bonuses cannot be raised by this ability more than 3 times. And then you're going to gain X mana. X is equal to your loyalty bonus. So highest you're going to get that loyalty bonus to is 9, meaning that the maximum amount of mana you're going to be gaining for using this ability is going to be 9. And then the rest of these abilities can be, or mana bonuses can be boosted 3 times to become +4. So that mana boost is definitely useful, but even still having all of these at +2 and then +3 is sort of middle of the road in terms of mana gains. And then for 12 loyalty, I just feel like this one especially, right, is just, it's way too much loyalty, unless these two wind up fixing it in some way. But it's kind of like with Kaya. Kaya has really high loyalty costs. I could see kind of what they're thinking here because of how much loyalty you're going to gain with a 13. But let's go ahead and check out the rest of Ugin's kit to see if Ugin can function the same way. Second ability, Rendezvous the Spirits. Move the first 3 cards from your exile to your hand, then create 4 colorless spirit tokens, and your spirit tokens gain Defender and Flying. I think those colorless spirit tokens are 2/2s. Yeah, so you're going to create 4 2/2s, and you're going to bring things from your exile to your hand. I feel like for 16 loyalty, once again, this is pretty expensive, so I don't know that I would use this ability here much. Probably the first and then hopefully the third. So let's see what the third does. So Imprisonment of the Meditation Realm. Exile all colored cards. This effect can affect Vanguard supports. Then create a Spirit Gem token and gain an extra swap. Okay, well that's fantastic. That's a very powerful ability. That token, it's down here. Spirit Gem is going to make it so that this support can't be reinforced, meaning you can use it over and over again. The ability, get multiple of these. When you match a loyalty gem by swap, convert 3 gems to loyalty gems. Oh boy. When you activate a loyalty ability for the first time on your turn, your opponent loses life equal to their highest mana bonus. Okay. That's huge, actually. So you can get multiple of this Spirit Gem down, right? You can get multiple down, but 23 loyalty is still a lot. I could see you getting that down, right? And then trying to get more of them down. But the thing is that I feel like this is a really clunky kit. I feel like this first ability needs to cost a lot less. Because in the early game, you're probably going to want this to bump up your mana bonuses and then your loyalty bonus. And then once you've done that and you're able to start playing cards, then you want to do this. And then just make things pretty gravy. And then you can just exile everything, create these Spirit Gem tokens. They are colorless themselves, right? Yeah, they're colorless themselves, so they won't destroy themselves when you use the ability. And then these are colorless spirits as well. So honestly, the whole kit looks like it could be really cool together. I think that these loyalty costs are going to be too much. Keep in mind, this is just like sort of like the intro. This isn't in the game yet. This could change. Right? These could wind up being lesser costs, but I feel like just at first glance they seem too high. Once again, I don't want to fully knock it until I try it, but just needing to get to your third ability in order to get to your first ability to increase your mana bonuses seems backwards to me. But anywho, new products. All right, we've got Completing a collection or acquiring that coveted Chase Vanguard card can be hard sometimes, so we'll give you a little help. Epic packs, this new kind of pack, are an experimental product being introduced with this update to add a new way for players to hunt down those last desired cards for the set. We will be monitoring how this pack will impact the economy closely. Each Epic pack is going to contain one non-duplicate, so guaranteed non-duplicate card with rarity rare or higher from its respective set, including the Vanguards from that set. With the release of 6.5.0, these will be offered in two ways. The Lost Caverns of Ixalan, so the current set, Epic Booster Pack will cost 350 mana crystals and be available to all players. So this is going to be something about VIP. Let's talk about this product here for a second, because this is something that we've been asking for in the game for a long time, right? This is going to give us a way to fetch rare Vanguards in a non-duplicate manner. So I think that the inclusion of this kind of pack in the game is huge. For those of you who have chased the Teferi Vanguard, the Tamio Vanguard, the Koth Vanguard, really any of the rare Vanguards, and so far the rare Vanguards for some reason have been the best in this game, this will give you a way of chasing them with guaranteed non-duplicates. So I think that's fantastic. I think the cost of the packs at 350 mana crystals is a bit high. This is going to be higher than a premium pack, as an example, where you get 5 packs and a rare. But this is guaranteed non-duplicate. And so it's also guaranteed non-duplicate for Rare Plus. So this could be another way for you to get like a masterpiece that you're missing or a mythic that you're missing or something, right? Without using booster crafting orbs. I think realistically, the people who are going to get this the most are people who put money into the game anyways, or people who have been like free-to-play players who are very disciplined and have been filling out their sets using booster crafting after they rotate out, and then not out of standard, but just out of being the primary, like the newest set. And then they filled up the collection a bit, and then they go ahead and start targeting these to get Vanguards. So I see this mostly as a win for chasing Vanguards. For the rest of the stuff, I'm interested in seeing how it goes. But on the whole, I think this pack here is a huge win. Huge win. I want to know what you guys think about this too. When I first saw these, my immediate reaction was, wow, that's fantastic. I do want to point out, though, that this is going to be for... They aren't going to have these for the current set. They're not going to have these for Murders of Karlov Manor. The idea... it seems is going to be for them to roll out as being whatever the set is that just got pushed back from being the most recent, right? So currently, at the time of my recording this, Lost Caverns of Ixalan is the most current set. And when Murders of Karlov Manor, or at Karlov Manor comes out, Lost Caverns of Ixalan will no longer be the newest set, and so this will be the one that gets this. I could very well see this, if this product is successful, them making this kind of pack for other sets, and then maybe even, I don't know if this will stay the same in terms of the cost or if that'll change. They do say that this is an experimental product, so definitely go ahead and respond to this video if you're watching this far, and let me know what you think of this. I know that they're keeping a very close eye on it. I know they do watch my videos. I'm sure that they look through the comments, so as much feedback as you guys have that you guys can put in, the better. There's going to be another way of getting these. It's going to be for VIP players who want something extra. They're going to offer these Epic Pack bundles. They're going to come with an Epic Booster Pack and 10 Mana Jewels. So it's going to be $10, and then you get one of these and 10 jewels. Okay. I think that right now, $10 in the store buys you 220 mana crystals. This pack is a 350 mana crystal thing, so if you are a VIP player, then if you were going to be paying for crystals, then buying this bundle would wind up being cheaper than buying crystals. But I mean, yeah, the pack is going to be really good. I think really good. All right, we've also boosted specialist packs. They're going to have new contents and an updated price. Before the change, specialist packs contained one colorless specific booster pack. So like this being all black would contain only black cards. And 3 selected cards, 1 common, 1 uncommon, and 1 rare. They used to cost $6. After the change, they're now going to contain 1 color-specific booster pack, 2 super packs, So those are going to be 3 boosters, so 6 boosters a set, and 3 selected cards, 2 uncommons and 1 rare, and they're going to go up to $15. I think, all right, I think that this pack is a big win for the community. I think this pack is a big win by the team and putting it in the game. I think this one's a loss. I think 15. So part of what's nice about these cheaper bundles for cards that are like rare or rarity or lower is just that it's a way to like not spend a lot of money and maybe get a cool card that you want to play with. But I feel like $15 to get some rares and then just a little bit more randomness is a bit steep for what you're getting. So this fantastic value proposition. This one, not great value proposition. Just, my thoughts. All right, changes and fixes. This is huge. So events, they're basically making it so that all these events over here, like all of our events, are going to be getting their charges up front. So I know this is something that a lot of y'all have been asking for a long time. They've listened. They're putting it in the game. So Titanamaki, Hunter Bonder, Kamigawa Run, Family Business, Break the Power Stone, Machine and Freedom, Harvest Tide, Doomscar Claimants, Rise of Adventure, Matrimonium. They're all going to be getting their charges up front, meaning you enter the event and then you've got all your charges from the beginning that you can play at your own time for the duration of the event. Furthermore, we've got Colors of Magic, Fateful Showdown, Duets of Mana, Tours de Ravnica, You Found an Entrance, more Duets of Mana, Battle from the Ages, Face the Hydra, Into the Wilds of Eldraine, Scody Bloodline, Nodes of Power, Emergency Ordinances, Trial of Ambition, Lost in Caverns of Ixalan, Fate is Rarely Fair, Rising Tensions, Colossal Tussle, Seize the Day, Emrakul's Corruption. Whew, that's so many. And then we're going to be getting these with the charges up front. So we're just going to be getting charges up front in all these events. This is a huge win for the community to me as well. Like, this patch is going to be amazing. I think the set looks amazing. I think this is going to be fantastic for quality of life improvement. I think these packs are going to be really good for taking away the pain point for some of those rare vanguards. I think there's a lot of wins here. This is not a win, but I think there's a lot of wins here. Cards and Plainswalkers. Changed Wrenn and Realmbreaker's Rich Soil. All right, so when I saw this for the first time, I soiled my pants. And it was a very rich soiling of my pants because I was worried that Wrenn and Realmbreaker got nerfed, but no. It's just stating that Vanguard supports aren't reinforced by it. It doesn't change how the card actually worked. It's just that a lot of players see something that affects supports and assume it's going to affect Vanguards, but nothing that affects supports affects Vanguards unless it otherwise states that it does. And if it does, then that's just a text error. So this is just being consistent with the rest of the things. They fixed Mana Crypt not triggering Mana Field if the first card already has mana. Fixed Greg. This just means Gauze, by the way, not actually Greg. Specifically Gauze. So now, Gauze was always targeting preferably their own creature with Runaway Boulder. Okay, so Gauze was targeting other people's creatures with Runaway Boulder. He should be targeting his own. Fixed Titania's command not exiling the opponent's graveyard. Cool. Small thing. Soft lock happening when Wrenn and 7 Symbiosis ability tries to convert a crystallized gem. Thanks, Julie. I love that. I love that. Fixed Sand Swirl Wanderglyph, not stopping opponent's Planeswalker loyalty abilities. Fixed Expel the Interlopers, considering the base power of the target creature instead of considering modifications. Fixed Deeproot Pilgrimage, not triggering when the attacking Merfolk creature is not its own token. Fixed Authority of the Consuls. Kimil, Cosmium. I'm just sort of running through here. No Seed. Okay. I really hope that Seed Gems get fixed soon. That would be fantastic. I play with Seed all the time. All the time. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble. I saw this and I didn't expect this. And I'm feeling the feels. So, cat's got my tongue a bit. Other, fixed shield counters appearing as oil counters. This fix is only cosmetic. Okay, fixed gem match visual effects being applied to empty slots on the board. Okay, fixed gems being displayed in incorrect positions. Okay, so this is just some quality of life stuff over here, and I like that. Any quality of life stuff that they can fix is a big win in my books. So, yeah, this patch is a big win to me all around. I think I want to see how these Plainswalkers turn out, Kaya and Ugin. Neither of them look top tier from a glance. The loyalty costs look too high, but maybe they lower them before they come out. Maybe the loyalty that you get from this first ability and the activation of these two works out. I think that they both can use white cards, and so you can run Golden Wish in both of them, and so that could be a way of fueling them. But I can't imagine that they had the idea that you need a masterpiece to fuel the new walkers. So I'm gonna wait until I try them. I'm not gonna knock them until I try them. But excuse me, my first impression is that they are going to be trickier to build around, just as they're listed right there. So that's it for me for this one. There's a lot to always unpack with these reveal notes, but I think the takeaway for me is that I'm really, really excited for this patch. I hope that you guys are excited too. Let me know what you're the most excited about from all the things that we've seen in this video. I'd love to know what you think, once again, about these epic packs, and just, do you think that this will fix the issue with rare vanguards? Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.